We are looking at a situation where Britt is literally staring death in the face while trying to protect young Rocco. You can just feel the tension in the air, that heavy, humid pressure that always precedes a major disaster in this town. It is not just about the physical danger, it is about the legacy of pain that follows these characters like a shadow. For those of us who have been following the saga for years, it feels like the ghosts of the past are finally coming home to roost. And I am telling you, nobody is safe tonight. Guys, can you even imagine the sheer terror Britt must be feeling? She is not just some bystander here. She has taken on this mantle of protector, and you can see the desperation in her eyes every time she glances back at Rocco. She is literally using her own body as a shield against the cold, unyielding reality that is Ross. I mean, Ross is a stone cold predator, and he has been hunting them like they are nothing more than game. We have seen guys like him before, but there is something uniquely chilling about the way he operates. He is calculated, he is lethal, and he is determined to silence anyone who dares to cross him. If you ask me, Britt knows exactly what is at stake here. She knows that if she falters for even a second, it is game over for both of them. It is that kind of high stakes, life or death drama that makes us keep coming back for more, even when it feels like our hearts are going to beat right out of our chests. I think it is worth noting how much history is buried under the pavement of these docks. We are talking about decades of betrayal, hidden agendas, and the kind of mob warfare that has shaped the very soul of this city. When I look at how Britt moves through the dark, I see a woman who has been hardened by trauma, but is still fighting for a shred of humanity. And Rocco? Poor kid. He has been through so much already. Watching him cling to Britt in those moments when Ross gets closer is absolutely gut-wrenching. It is like the universe is testing them, throwing them into this chaotic vortex where their only currency is survival. We want to believe that someone is coming to help, that the cavalry is on the way. But in Port Charles, help usually arrives just a moment too late or comes with a price tag that no one can afford to pay. If you ask me, the psychological toll this takes on everyone involved is just as lethal as a bullet. Every time I think about the way Ross toys with his prey, I get nauseated. He is not just looking for a clean kill. He is looking for silence. And silence is the most dangerous thing in our town. We all know that the secrets concerning Marco's death are the kind of things that can destroy entire families. If that information ever truly leaked, it would set the whole town on fire. I am convinced that Ross is merely a pawn in a much bigger, much uglier game. There is a puppet master pulling the strings, and the fact that we do not know who that is yet makes it 10 times worse. Does it ever end? I keep asking myself that, and the answer is usually a resounding no. Not as long as the people in power want to keep the truth buried under the dark, murky waters of the harbor. Guys, did you catch the look on Britt's face when the gun clicked? That split second of absolute terrifying silence? I was holding my breath, and I am sure you were too. That is the moment where time stops. You are not thinking about the past. You are not thinking about the future. You are just living in that microscopic point of existence where the decision is made. She didn't hesitate. She threw herself over Rocco with such ferocity, such maternal instinct, that it almost makes you forget all the questionable things she has done in the past. That is what I love about this show. We get to see these characters being redeemed in the most brutal, visceral ways possible. If you ask me, this is her moment of truth. She is not just a doctor or a woman with a complicated past. She is a mother figure in the truest sense of the word, standing between an innocent boy and an executioner. Now, let us talk about the looming presence of Ross. I think he is the most interesting villain we have had in a long time. He is not loud. He is not flashy. He is just quiet, deadly, and efficient. When he steps into the light, you can almost see the emptiness in his eyes. He has no remorse, no hesitation, and no empathy. that makes him the perfect tool for someone like Brennan. I am telling you, the connection between these men is going to blow the lid off this entire investigation once it finally comes out. We have been speculating for weeks about who is really running the show. And if my theory holds water, we are looking at a conspiracy that stretches from the deepest, darkest alleys of the city to the highest offices in the elite boardrooms. It is a web of corruption that we are all just beginning to untangle, and I am here for every single second of it. I often think about where Jason fits into all of this. We know that Jason is usually the guy you call when the world is burning down, but even he has his limits. If he were here right now, you can bet he would be moving through the shadows, just like them, but with a much deadlier intent. But he is not here. Britt is on her own. We are watching her navigate this minefield without the safety net she usually has, and that is what makes it so gripping. We are forced to wonder, can she outsmart a man like Ross? Or is she just delaying the inevitable? I want to believe in her. I really do. I want to believe that there is a way out of this for both of them, but we have been around long enough to know that hope is a dangerous thing to have in Port Charles. If you ask me, the dialogue in these scenes is going to be legendary. When they finally face off, I want to hear the words that expose the rot in our city. I want to see Ross squirm when he realizes that Britt is not afraid to die if it means taking him down with her. You can see the fear, yes, but underneath that is a steel cold resolve that is going to surprise him. I keep thinking about how the writers have set this up. It is a slow burn that is finally reaching its boiling point. Everything we have seen over the last few months, the hushed conversations, the sideways glances, the mysterious disappearances, it has all been leading to this. This is the collision point. This is where the old world dies and the new one, filled with even more dangerous secrets, begins to emerge. I really feel for the fans who are just tuning in, because this is the kind of stuff that turns you into a lifelong addict. We are not just watching a show, we are witnessing a transformation. Britt is being pushed to her absolute limit, and that is when you find out who a character really is. Is she a victim? Is she a hero? Or is she just another survivor in a town that eats its own? I think she is a bit of all three. And that is what makes her so relatable. We have all had moments where we felt backed into a corner, where we felt like the world was closing in on us, and we had to decide whether to fight or fold. Britt is choosing to fight, and that is why we are all rooting for her, even when we know the odds are stacked against her. Guys, the atmosphere is just so thick right now. Can you smell the salt air and the motor oil? Can you hear the distant foghorn echoing through the night? That is the sound of Port Charles calling for a sacrifice. I know it sounds dramatic, but that is the reality of living in this orbit. We are constantly reminded that death is just a heartbeat away. And tonight, that heart is beating for Britt and Rocco. If someone doesn't intervene, if that mysterious shadow doesn't make their move soon, we might be looking at the end of a very long, very complicated journey. I don't want to see it end like that, but I have to be realistic. This is a soap opera, and tragedy is our bread and butter. Let us talk about that mysterious figure for a second. Who could it be? My gut tells me it is someone we haven't seen in a while, maybe someone who has a vested interest in keeping the truth about Marco buried. Could it be an old ally? Or maybe an enemy of my enemy? The possibilities are endless, and that is what keeps me awake at night. We have seen so many people come and go, but the ones who make the biggest impact are the ones who show up when the situation is at its worst. Whoever this is, they have perfect timing. And they clearly know exactly what is happening in those dark corners. They are not just an observer, they are a player in the game, and that means things are about to get a whole lot more complicated. If you ask me, the stakes have never been higher. If Britt and Rocco get out of this alive, they will be changed forever. There is no going back to the way things were before. You cannot walk through the fires of hell and come out the other side the same person. They will be marked by this, perhaps not physically, but definitely emotionally. And that is what is going to drive the next phase of the story. We are going to see the ripple effects of this night for months to come. The secrets that are being protected right now will eventually explode. And when they do, I hope you are ready for the fallout because it is going to be absolutely massive. I am already anticipating the scenes where the truth comes out. The confrontation, the betrayal, and the inevitable showdowns that will shake the foundation of this city. I am so invested in this, guys. It is not even funny anymore. I find myself checking the news every 5 minutes, just waiting for the next update. It is like I am a part of this story, and I am sure you feel the same way. We are all living this together. We are all holding our breath for the next episode. We are all wondering what comes next. That is the magic of what we do. We get to analyze every single frame, every single line of dialogue, and build these elaborate theories that might never come true. But man, it is so fun to think about. This is the peak of the drama, the moment where everything we have built up to pays off in the most spectacular way possible. If you ask me, the writers have really outdone themselves this time. They have managed to capture the essence of what makes this show great. It is gritty, it is emotional, and it is unpredictable. You never know who is going to live or die, and that is the thrill of it. I have been watching for years, and I still get surprised. That is a testament to the quality of the storytelling. They know how to push our buttons, how to make us care, and how to keep us coming back episode after episode. I truly believe that we are in for a ride, and I am not planning on getting off anytime soon. Now, as we approach the final moments of this tense standoff, I want you to really think about what is at stake. The life of an innocent boy, the future of a woman who has finally found her purpose, and the truth about a murder that could destroy the power structures of Port Charles. This is not just a scene, it is a turning point. It is a moment where the past collides with the present and the future is written in the blood of the fallen. I am waiting for that reveal, that moment when the mysterious figure steps into the light and we finally get to see who is pulling the strings. It is going to be the most shocking moment of the year, and I cannot wait to share it with you all. We are about to witness the beginning of a war that will consume everything in its path. And believe me, it is going to be a bloodbath for everyone involved.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.